Welcome to Nebo TV. My name is Martina Monday. No doubt, the death of the Oba of Oyo State, Oba Lamidi Adeyemi, has gained attention of various political, religious and traditional leaders and has currently been the talk of the town. Now, we cannot discuss the history of Alaafin of Oyo without including the controversial claim between the Benin Kingdom and the Yorubas regarding the genesis of the Oyo monarch. Some Benin historians claim that it was the Prince of Benin called Oromia that went to Oyo and became the first Alaafin of Oyo. A few years ago, the Esogban of Benin also claimed that the Benin prince who wandered from Benin to Ife settled there and became the ruler of Ile-Ife.
Oduduwa, who left Benin in 1120 AD, became a nobleman here because of the promise and the oath he took before the Okaudioma and the other people that gave him freedom, gave him his life, that he would never step his feet into Benin again. He sent his son, Oromia, whom we call Omononya. The Yorubas will say Orominya. Now, he came to Benin and became Oba of Benin. Gave birth to Eweka the First. From there, the dynasty started up to what we have today. It is the same line. Oromia was the one that was sent to Benin. Oromia is the only one that came here. And after Oromia left, he went back to Ife. But his father told him, "You have already been king somewhere else. So you cannot now stay here in this kingdom." The father, his title in Ife was the Odua. The Odua. Yeah. So after he now left Ife because of that statement his father made, he went to start the Oyo dynasty. That became again very powerful. Oyo Empire. How many empires were recognized within what is today Nigeria in prehistoric time? Oyo Empire, Benin Empire, the Kanuri Empire. These were the only empires. These were the only empires. The Kanuris in the north, Oyo of Oromia, and Benin, Oromia again. That is it.
The controversy behind this claim intensified few years ago when the Alaafin of Egbaland hosted Oni of Ife, Oba Ogunwusi, in his palace and rated the Oni as the #1 monarch in the Yoruba land and other territories considered part of the Oduduwa's house. Alaafin of Egbaland, Oba Gbadebo, ranked the Oni of Ife as #1 of the 5 principal Obas in Yoruba land, followed by the Alaafin of Oyo as #2. The Oba of Benin was ranked as the 3rd position. He ranked himself, the Alaafin of Egbaland, as 4th on the list, and the Awujale of Ijebuland as 5th. First of all, the ranking was not necessary. Secondly, the Oba of Benin should not have been included as one of the Obas of the Yoruba land, because the Benin people and the Oba of Benin are not part of Yoruba land. Lastly, the Alaafin did not use any facts to ascertain its controversial rating or ranking. Of course, this ranking sparked tension among the monarchs, as the palace of Benin responded immediately to the Alaafin of Egba. The Esogban of Benin and Odionwe of the kingdom, David Edebiri, rejected the ranking, stating that the Oni of Ife was a son of the Oba of Benin, and the Oba of Benin too has no relationship with the Yoruba race. The Esogban said, "We wanted to discard this report as something that was not necessary at all, We do not see how the Alaafin of Egbaland suddenly woke up to think that the Oba of Benin is also a Yoruba Oba. There is no basis for such classification. Oba of Benin has nothing to do with the Yoruba Obas. It is simply unnecessary, unless they simply want to stir up unnecessary controversy. We are not in Yoruba land. To be frank, it is because many of them are not willing to come up with the truth. In fact, the Esodman of Benin used impeccable facts to support his arguments. He said, the word Oba is alien to the Yoruba monarchy. It is not a part of their title from time immemorial. For instance, the one they call the Oba of Lagos. These are recent adaptations. In the 50s, there was no Oba of Lagos. What we had was the Eleko of Eko. That is the title of the king there. In Ibadan, you have the Olu Ibadan. You come to Abeokuta, you have the Alaafin of Egbaland. You come to Oyo, you have the Alaafin of Oyo. In Ile-Ife, you have the Owa Obokun of Ile-Ife. So no Yoruba monarch has a part of his titles the word Oba except the Oba of Benin. That word Oba is indigenous to Benin. It is only in recent times you find everyone bearing Oba. When the Western Regional Conference of Traditional Rulers took place in Benin City in 1942, go and check the attendance. There was no other monarch in the whole of the Western region there that bore the title Oba except the Oba of Benin. So it is an unnecessary excursion, an unnecessary attempt to turn history upside down by the Alaafin by classifying the Oba of Benin as third in the hierarchy of kings. Our own traditional history says that the Ooni of Ife was a Benin prince who wandered from here to Ife, settled there and became the ruler there. There is the position, if they don't know, they should send people here, we will teach them. We will show them landmarks. So this is unnecessary misrepresentation of history. Maybe the Alaafin wanted to mention a different place and not Benin. The monarchical rulership in this part of the world started from Benin during the era of the Ogisos. It was the son of the last Ogiso Owodo, Izodua, that wandered from here to Ife and he became a ruler there, carrying everything about the Benin monarchical system to that place. There is no basis for such classification. The Oba of Benin is the only one that answers Oba. The rest do not. But today, we hear Oba here and there. They are all recent adaptations. I am saying categorically that the word Oba is indigenous to Benin and not to the Yoruba nation. The Ooni of Ife, Adeyeye Ogunwusi, responded by saying that the Benin Kingdom in Edo State remained part of the expansive Yoruba race. The Ooni went on to say that he was not interested in any supremacy battle with anyone, but that he would continue to put the record straight and avoid distortion of history from any quarters. He did not debunk the unnecessary ranking of the Obas by Alaafin of Egbaland. Instead, he said, going by historical evidence detailing the Oduduwa's lineage, the Benin Kingdom remained part and parcel of the Oduduwa's house. We in Oduduwa's house have always seen and regarded our people in Benin Kingdom as part and parcel of Oduduwa's house. They are our brothers and sisters, coupled with historical facts to back up this position. Unlike the Esodman of Benin, the Ooni of Ife did not use historical facts to support his argument. The Ooni said, the Alaafin of Egbaland is a highly experienced and well-informed monarch, Kabiyesi Alaafin, who is a bona fide Oduduwa's descendant, is entitled to his own opinion based on his knowledge and understanding of history. Again, such ranking would have been condemned by the Ooni of Ife to avoid rifts between the Yoruba monarchs and the Oba of Benin. The Ooni said he is not interested in Alaake's ranking, but interested in how the sacred throne of Oduduwa and genuine unity among Yoruba and other tribes within the larger house of Oduduwa can be enhanced. The Ooni said he is committed to how Yoruba ethnic groups can restore its glory and pride of position among other ethnic inclinations in Nigeria, and do not want to be dragged into supremacy contests or join issues with anyone. He recalled that about 6 years ago, an attempt was made by some people to upturn history during the launch of a book titled, "I Remain, Sir, Your Obedient Servant," which he said stood historical fact on his head. The Ooni stated that if the position espoused by the Oba of Benin Palace in the media is aimed at distancing our people in Benin from the Southwest and Yoruba, so be it. We still identify with them as our kinsmen, regardless of the attempt to change the course of history. Now, let's evaluate the comment of the Ooni of Ife regarding the Benin people. He said, the Benin people are from the Yoruba land, which is very contradicting because history tells us that the Oba of Benin has a historical relationship with the Yoruba land. The Ooni of Ife misinterpreted the history of the relationship between the Benin people and the Yoruba land by saying that the Benin people are his kinsmen. According to history, the Benin people have been in existence for centuries before the Yorubas had a relationship with the Oba of Benin. The revered Ooni of Ife, the custodian of the Yoruba history and culture, would have used historical facts to support his arguments. From the analysis so far, the origin of the Alaafin of Oyo is still very unclear. Thank you for listening to the documentary on Nebo TV. Again, I'm Martina Monday.